The Rising of the Shield Hero, Volume 6, Chapter 31. Where We Met. Where do you plan to head next? I think I have to see the guy I don't want to meet. What? Eh? Where would that be? Raftalia looks at the path I'm following. She seems to understand. She holds back a sigh. I'm surprised she could guess from that sentence. Is she an Esper? I guess she had saw it coming when I obtained the land. Are you selling Fido? Is that man really that scary? Fido seems to understand as well. She looks at me with the eyes of an abandoned puppy. Fido usually acts quite carefree, but I guess she's got trauma from this place. Though I think she could kill that man instantly if she set her mind to it. Is that the phenomenon where an elephant has its leg tied to a tree as a child so he doesn't try to run away as an adult? It might be something like that. Calm down, I'm not selling anyone. I got it. What? Risha, she's a noble, so she probably knows. Granted, a fallen noble. There is also a chance she doesn't. I head down a back street and end up in front of the ever-so-familiar tent. My. Slave dealer, who I don't want to meet, greets me with a bored expression. If you think about it, there are few people who would go out to buy slaves in the middle of the day. This person's more famous in the town as a monster merchant. If it isn't the hero of the shield, it's been quite a while. I've heard much about your victory. Yes, it's been a while. I'm sure you'd forgotten about me. I wouldn't be able to forget about about a shady character like you, even if I tried. It's quite hard to forget this man. He has a sort of unique aura. It's like a feeling similar to the accessory merchant. I guess he needs to act like that to run his business. Last time I was here was when I came to purchase Fido's claws. It was around the time I was forbidden from using class up. At that time, I tried to escape to Siltwelt or Shield Frieden to class up Fido and Raftalia. Frieden, yeah. I believe that this man had some connection to the Queen, though he's never personally met her. You've been quite busy. I don't think you would have this dubious ties to this country's government. That doesn't change the fact that I approached the hero of the shield because I found him interesting. Yes, I'm aware of that. It's kind of funny. Earlier when it said yeah, I said yes, and now I'm reading yes and saying yeah. Now then, how can I help you today? It's about your real profession. Oh! Slave dealer's eyes sparkle for a moment. What are you so excited about? Don't think it'll be easy to shortchange me. Is he happy that a famous person like me is fighting with his slaves? While this is a fact, that doesn't mean they are powerful because I bought them from you, you know. What price range are you looking in? Currently, I have 5,000 silver coins remaining with what the Queen gave me. With the Queen. I need the old man to make some more weapons, so I shouldn't spend frivolously here. For now, I would like to purchase some demi-human slaves around the price of 3,000 silver coins. If possible, I would like them to be of low level. What do you plan to use them for? Why do I need to tell you? I know, you acquired some land and need some slaves there. I think I've said this before, but don't ask for things you already know. Really, how much does this person know? If he told me he could see the future, I might believe him. Please, come over here. The slave dealer leads me to the back of the tent, and we start to follow him. Theodore stops us. As we start to... What is it? I don't want to go. It seems the darkness of the tent and the smells are setting off her trauma. I'm already used to it, but I know it isn't a nice scent. Do you want to wait over there? Yeah. Fido nods as she stumbles towards the monster egg display. You know, Fido, that's where we first met you. Don't eat those, I warn her, as I continue to follow the slave dealer. What are we looking for? We're going to get people in positions similar to yours. Even though fallen, you're still a noble, aren't you? And before Zeke saved you, you were in a similar situation, weren't you? Please read the situation. This country has an active slave trade. Nobles and other rich folk should be well aware of its existence. Why is Risha so surprised? She unexpectedly quite dense? This is I never noticed. But they don't deal in human trade. I see. We follow the slave dealer and end up in the cages where I first saw Raftalia. This is where my fate changed. I'm also reminiscing about that time. Though it wasn't that long ago, it feels like years have passed. Let me pick out some slaves that are within your budget. I'll even give you a slight discount. How generous. I hear you're starting up quite an interesting town. It's quite exciting. Perhaps you will become my best customer after this. Well, I just came to fulfill my needs. Though business may seem slow today, I have already earned quite a large profit from the Hero of the Shield's fame. What do you mean by that? During negotiations, if I bring up your name, they expect the new slaves to turn out like your companions. Even if I overcharge, they seem to knowingly accept it. Raftalia did earn herself quite a bit of fame during the last battle. She outclassed the entire Continental Army in ability. If people learn this is the place that sold her, I guess business will improve greatly. Besides those, there's also another type of slave I wish to purchase. What may you be interested in? In response to the slave dealer's question, I turn my focus to Raftalia. I approach her head-on and put my arm on her shoulder. What is it? Raftalia, is there anyone here from the village you used to live in? I don't care about the price. Pick anybody you recognize. Raftalia widens her eyes in surprise. Are you really okay with that? What are you saying at this point in time? Employing people who used to live in that land is most efficient option for reconstruction. They might have to fight a bit, but our main objective for now is resettling the land. Raftalia probably has the wish to go back to the village she used to live in tucked somewhere in her heart. It occurred to me when I visited the graveyard with Raftalia. I need to work hard so that when I leave this world, Raftalia will have a place to call home, even if I'm gone. Of course, that isn't my only reason. Raftalia's former village is on the sea, and if you walk a few hours from it, you can reach the mountains. As people used to live there, the ground is relatively level and ready for agriculture. It's a perfect area for testing various things. Because of the wave, I won't be kicking anyone out of their homes either. Oh, slave dealer, can you ask about the store you got Raftalia at? I'm willing to buy back slaves from nobles if I must. They'll probably be willing to part with them if you mention here the shield. My popularity is rising in this country. There's no reason I shouldn't use that. You plan to motivate your slaves by giving them their previous homes, all while putting them to work? The thought process of the shield intrigues me. I understand. I'll ask around. Now then, Raftalia, do you see any familiar faces? Please give me a moment. On a side note, that's Silk Cat. He seems to jump on board any idea I suggest. I'm scared of his ulterior motives. I'll investigate his movements later. Slave dealer shows Raftalia around cages containing the slaves, and she carefully examines each individual one. Found one! So there was one. Raftalia is pointing her finger at a demi-human child. It's a man with dog-like features. His age seems to be around 10. He's a little larger than Raftalia when I first met her. You're Kiel, right? Who are you? Why do you know my name? So he wasn't listening to our previous conversation. You forgot my face? I might have gotten a bit bigger, but I'm Raftalia. Eh? The boy named Kiel looks quite surprised. That's a lie! The Raftalia-chan I knew was smaller than me, and she isn't as beautiful as you, though she was kinda cute. Kiel says this as if talking about a deceased person. Then I'll prove to you I'm the real thing. 2 months before that incident happened, you were looking for a pretty shell to give father for his birthday, so you dived into the ocean. You almost drowned, so Sadina jumped in to rescue you, and together you'd... Are you really Raftalia-chan? That's right. And after that, remember when you accidentally ate a poisoned mushroom you found in the field, messed up your stomach, and hid to avoid being scolded? You told me to keep it a secret when I found you. You had even wet your... Wait, yes! I believe you! You're Raftalia-chan! Memories from the past, how charming. But the contents seem to be quite embarrassing. Raftalia-chan, why did you become so big, so pretty? You know, I am currently this slave of the hero of the shield. Now, Fumi-sama is quite a trustworthy person, and by his request, I am currently searching for the people who used to live in our village. Do you mean me? Can I finally go back home? Yes, but you will be employed as Nofumi-sama's slave and put to work. I guarantee you won't do anything evil, though. Do you want to come with us? Child Kiel fidgets and blinks a lot, but he listens to Raftalia's request. His face is slightly pale. Is the hero of the shield that man over there? Kiel stares at me. What's with his attitude? That's right. He even... he might have an evil look around his eyes, and he might have a habit of smiling cynically whenever something bad happens to the people he dislikes, but he's a good person. Are you even trying to persuade him? She seems to be casually throwing in complaints against me. She's grown to be quite confident, but trying to persuade someone with those words is impossible. If it were me, those words would make me even more cautious. If I heard those words, I would think that Raftalia had been brainwashed by a shady person. It hurts that her complaints are right on the mark. He's the hero that saved this country. Don't you know about him? Now that you mention it, it has been getting noisy as of late. Will I really be able to go back to that village? Yeah, your mother and father won't be there, but if we work hard together, we can rebuild that village. I understand. Kiel nods and grabs Raftalia's outstretched hand. I'll add him to your purchase. Please continue to pick out slaves with that girl. I'll need to prepare a few things in regards to that matter. Leave that to us. Yes! I feel that it will be getting interesting around here. Let's go, Risha. How wonderful! Yes! Risha followed closely with teary eyes. Does Risha not do well in these sorts of stories? She seems like she would be an avid reader. Firo suddenly runs over. Are you done yet? All right, Firo, there's a favor I would like to ask of you. What? Please take Risha and go level grind for a bit. Go hunt until you feel satisfied. Firo's eyes sparkle and Risha lets out a confused sound. What's so surprising? Did you forget about wanting to get stronger? I'm going to have trained my newly attained slaves anyway, so this would be good practice. Also, I'll be troubled if Risha stays at level 1 for too long. But how am I supposed to train with Firo-san? Don't worry, you just have to ride Fido and make sure you don't fall off. You still gain XP. If Fido's carriage is a rough vehicle to ride, you may need to train yourself. Raftalia went down this road herself. This is killing 2 birds in 1 stone. It's a leveling strategy often used in online games, and it's used in various console RPGs. A high-level character fights it with minimal support from a low-level one. If I leave it to Fido, things should turn out just fine. Then Fido will be off! Fido turns into her monster form and grabs Risha and throws her on her back. She then proceeds to sprint out of the tent. Risha's scream of terror fades into the distance. Now then, I put on a cloak and leave the tent. There are some other places I need to stop too. Wasn't he going to look for more slaves, or... Alright, whatever. I guess we forgot about that. He's just going to periodically step in and add them to his list before finally... Like, he has to go through some sort of, like, ritual to actually, you know, claim the slave. Yeah.